Welcome everyone to Rayl Deal Games. This is our design discussion for Super Mario Galaxy 2. We do this every single time when my friends and I play a game together or our interests just align naturally. We discuss the game just for a little bit. This is a very free-form discussion. There's only 2 discussion points I have prepared here, so this will either be a fairly short video or maybe a little over 40 minutes or so. It'll probably be shorter than that. No, absolutely not. I am much better. I have been much better about this. We have been under an hour each time recently. So, to introduce you all to who we have here on Rayl Deal Games today, is right above me is Jeremy. Catty corner in the top right corner is John.
Whoa.
And then to my right is Ryan, who you will not see, but don't worry, you might see him because I might put his
webcam eventually.
I might put his face from the gameplay up.
That or he will show up at your bed, the foot of your bed tonight.
Oh yes.
If you don't like him, subscribe. Ryan will appear in front of you, like right in the middle of the night, usually right at 3 a.m.
He will, and he'll scream about Resident Evil Requiem the whole time, right over you.
It's horrifying. It's already happened to me once.
He'll loom over you like the big hag creature from the promotional materials from the trailer.
It's true.
So, Super Mario Galaxy, the part of the reason why I don't think this discussion is going to be that long today is because there's actually not an insane amount of stuff to talk about with Super Mario Galaxy as opposed to what we did discuss in regards to the first game. And so what I actually thought would be interesting, because Super Mario Galaxy 2 is actually a little bit of a contentious game as I read about it online, I thought it would be good to look at some of the main critiques of the game that have been levied at it over the course of 15 years and see how we feel about it. Do we align with that after playing it recently? Relative to when this video is recorded, we beat it more or less beat it the last weekend. I'll beat it on my own, but we were only like 5 stars away or something like that at the end of our session. So everyone here, more or less, we saw the end, just without the final boss fight.
I'm assuming the final boss fight is Bowser punching the rock, but
you didn't see the end either?
One more mechanic.
Yeah, it's literally just going to be the boss, but one more mechanic. Ryan, I was not ignoring you. I just wanted to finish that. No, I have not finished it yet because I wanted to be at the exact same point everybody was when we talked about it. That way I'm not like, oh, you're wrong because you didn't play this thing 10 hours later in the completion process or something like that, right? I think it's...
Fair points can be made.
I think it is, but at this particular one, because of where I think a lot of these discussion points will go, I didn't think it was entirely necessary. Also, I was playing Resident Evil Requiem very recently as well at the recording of this, so I just didn't have time on top of that.
Joke's on you all, it's about Resident Evil Requiem, if you have to pick it up on it. That's what Axe is talking about.
Well,
you
clicked
on the wrong video. Welcome
about
to
Resident Evil Requiem.
I wish,
Daddy
dude.
Leon is playing Get the Chainsaw with the Zombies, and they have a larger team, so it's harder to get.
What bit you in the ass, John?
Well, I wish we could discuss Requiem, John, because 1, I know you would like most of it. 2, that would be very, very fun. We won't, though. We won't. Ryan and I might do a discussion video. I had asked before, and it seemed like that's something we could do once Ryan finishes. I'm done with it, and I'll stop there.
Game.
Watch my review.
Let's play it.
It's fun. It's fun. I can say it's a recommend. I can definitely. That's the one sentence thing for that. So anyway, the major critiques of the game. There's 4 ones that at least reading for like an hour or 2, going through various comment sections and watching certain other reviews and stuff like that. The main critiques that I saw within the 4 categories. Firstly, is the lack of story and atmosphere as opposed to the first title. Yeah. So that's where I think we'll start, and I know I kind of want to start with Ryan because during our play session he mentioned this the most in regards to the hub. So I'll go ahead and turn it
Yeah,
over.
I don't know. It didn't feel like DLC to the first game. Just kind of didn't have like that special spice that the first game had. I can't exactly put my thoughts into words about what feels different. It's just like the magic ain't there. It's probably the lack of Rosalina, if I'm being honest. That little hub world of hers, it's just
Hu-
like the icing on the cake of that whole situation.
Hubba Lubba is a poor replacement for Rosalina, isn't he?
Yeah,
Oh,
Rosalina's little place with all that shit happening there, Mario Head was just not doing it for me like that was.
Yeah, I feel
Mario was cute for sure. I like the Mario head. Like it was a cute little design. Like it was like, but like like the stupid star every time he popped up. I think
Sure, but it didn't
everyone
have
was like,
cool.
"Fucking shut up!"
I'm really happy you mentioned that, John, because that's actually something I forgot about until you mentioned it right now. But that is like one of my biggest annoyment, like the things that annoy me about Super Mario Galaxy 2 is how every time you finish a level, Luigi, Aluma, Lubba, someone is like, hey, let's talk about something you don't care any little bit about. Let's talk about this. Oh, you found this new mushroom. I'm going to display this in this area. And it's literally not important because we didn't explore this. So maybe you can grab the mushrooms and explore the Mario head more. But why? Is there a reason? Is it just going to give us a star like a Spyro Hub
Unlockables,
world?
I guess. I don't know. The storybooks are always neat. We didn't do that in the first game either, but still.
Yeah. I did look into that when I completed Galaxy on my own, and I can see what you mean because they basically tell the story of Mario and Luigi through this storybook aesthetic. It's just when we're getting together, it wouldn't necessarily, I think, be the best use of time because we're so limited. But I do see what you mean there, and that quality is lost in Galaxy 2. I liked what you said about the hub, just the hub identity is very like off. The one in Galaxy 1 kind of reminded me, and I believe I said something like this in my review, maybe not exactly this, but elements of Galaxy 1 actually really reminded me of like PS1 era Spyro in a lot of ways
Mhm.
with the hub design. Part of like what's cool about Spyro is each world's hub feels like a real environment and a real thing that you're also exploring in addition to the individual levels. And even though I would not really call Rosalina's spaceship explorable, it is fun to navigate and enter the different zones, which I thought.
Nice music. It looks nice. It feels.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Something about it just feels good. It's, and a good hub world does a lot for a game.
Yeah,
Like a
it
lot
does,
of
yeah.
people. Dark Souls 2, that hub in that game. That's like it adds like a whole point or two to that whole game. I'd say.
Yeah, I think this is actually a point where Jeremy can jump in here because of us, he actually is the most recent person to one play Dark Souls 2, but then two, um, actually from the beginning, like the fresh perspective. So I think this, because of the nature of us being very variety gamers, like with the way we talk about things, I think, Jeremy, what would you say to that about the importance of the hub world within that game and what you saw of Galaxy 1? Oh, Jeremy, you are.
Oh no.
Quiet, Jeremy.
Tess.
There
Oh,
we go. There we go. Okay.
sorry, I was actually on mute.
I'm sorry.
Um,
I'm sorry if you were trying to jump in. We just didn't hear you.
no, not really. But when you said fresh perspective, do you mean like because it's the first time I played it, or
Yeah, like it is, isn't it? Or did
No,
I?
no?
second
It's actually
time.
the second
Oh, it was
time.
your second time. Oh, I thought it was your
Kind
first.
of.
Okay.
So the first time I played it, I rage quit like 5 different times. So I never actually got past very much in the for the first chunk until I forced myself to actually sit down and play it. But this is the second time through it. The hub world for Dark Souls 2 is very interesting because half the time you go back just to level up and then you immediately leave.
You TP in, TP out.
Yeah, which that in Dark Souls 2 and Dark Souls 3 was just very annoying. But the fact that there's a few different locations that you can get to, you actually do have to like navigate the hub world to go from certain areas to certain areas. It's definitely an interesting thing to do. But beyond that, I don't really have a ton.
Yeah, it's interesting because I think you kind of touched on the thing that I think is the most important about that, which is when you are warping in and out all the time, it kind of destroys your ability to actually connect to the hub world at all. Like the hub world is there for function, and that's it. There's no like form to it, and function is obviously always going to be most important. Like the gameplay is always the most important in a game, but I think a lot of people do devalue all those exterior elements that are about creating the vibe and things like that. I think when while I was listening, I was thinking a little bit, and it kind of made me think of like the vast majority of Resident Evil games, just because my mind is already there playing it, where there's like a central area that you circle back to all the time. Like in RE2 Remake, the central RPD area, you're constantly going there, and you're almost like weaving between the two halves of the RPD, and it makes it this very interesting location, and you feel safe there, and you kind of like identify with that central hub, which is kind of what I was talking about with the Spyro thing. And I do think that this critique makes a lot of sense because Galaxy 2 does not have that. You're on a very traditional Mario world map thing where you go level to level to level, which is, there's nothing necessarily wrong with that, but I do think you lose something in the loss of the hub area.
I think a good hub world has reasons to come back, explore, and has the hub world change as you progress through the game.
The change is good too. In Galaxy 1 you get more parts, something that you guys didn't see because we skipped over it. We actually just missed it, was that you can unlock a special star, a red star or a rainbow star or something that allows you to fly. And you can fly all over the hub world. So you can just fly from the ground floor all the way to the top, which is really cool. It's a power that is mostly useless in Galaxy because they didn't implement it in enough interesting ways. But that really changes the hub world's feel in a lot of ways. And yeah, I think that's a good point to make. In a kind of along the same lines, another major critique that I found a lot was that there is very linear level design. Now, this one... Go ahead, Ryan.
Nah, I mean, sure. I don't know. I don't think one was a whole lot better than that. Like, maybe it was.
No, it feels like a weird critique to claim as such.
Yeah, this...
I mean,
Mario level, bro. It's not have to be fun. I don't know. Go on.
I could see where they had less of the 3D things, though. Like, there was a lot of levels where you're moving in a 2D plane, I noticed. There was a lot of levels in Mario Galaxy 2. Mario Galaxy 1 leaned much more into the fact that you're like, I'm running on a ball. I'm running on a UFO. I'm jumping off the UFO onto a weird glob thing that's shaped like a snake.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
But, like, Mario Galaxy 2 had a lot of levels that are just like, welcome to Cloud World. Bounce around on the cherries. Be on Yoshi's back as he falls through a weird wooden puzzle that twists. Which, you know, it's cool, but that literally was just like, you're playing Mario Galaxy, not Mario Wonder. Like, you know.
So
it's hard to put into words. It just feels like less, I don't know. Feels like less inspired than one in a lot of ways, and it's not something I can really vocalize easily.
Yeah, I'm gonna think about that because I think I also cannot put to words what you're talking about, but I also can see what you mean. I'm going to jump off of what John said here right at this second, which is, I think that's probably what they mean by the linearity, is the fact that you can't even go in a circle, really. Like, there's no jumping between worlds or slingshotting around a world. Or, I mean, there is, but it's less prevalent in a lot of the main pathways.
Was there as many of those jump star points as well? I remember one had a lot of jump stars where you're like having these big sweeping vistas all the time, and they made you move around. So there's tons of these cool, like, you get to see things from a distance.
I think that's a good point as well.
So, like, maybe less of that. I'm not sure. I'm now realizing.
Here's the thing: when we're sitting here talking about it, and part of the reason I wanted us to wait a week and just let us mull it over, think about the game, is part of this level design critique is the forgettability of the levels. And when we're talking about it now, I'm like, it's bounced off my brain. I am very good about remembering like things. I'm sure anyone can contest. But for some reason, I really am having trouble remembering a lot of the very individual ideas of Galaxy 2, whereas I do remember Galaxy 1 levels really well. Now, I did complete Galaxy 1, and I have not 100%ed 2, so that might change. But I can kind of see where that critique is coming from, because... and this is possibly where the DLC critique comes from, that it feels like DLC and not like a proper sequel, in that the levels just feel like they're hard to separate, I guess is the right way to say it. They're hard to separate in my mind between Galaxy 1 and 2, other than the Yoshi bits, like when you get you force him to eat the spicy fruit and he starts sprinting.
Yeah, they did very little of that as well.
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't much of that, which is, like for something to add as a new mechanic, there was like 2 or 3 levels that did the fire, the hot pepper, and only like 2 that did the balloon Yoshi.
How many of them had it where there were multiple fruits in the same level?
There
I
was.
feel like it was just one. Right?
There was one I can think of the levels that we played together.
It was the Mario Sunshine level, I believe.
Yes, the very Sunshine level, where you would get, both in some combination. It kind of so Super Mario Galaxy 2, at several points when we were playing, I'm like, oh, this is from Super Mario World. Oh, this is from Sunshine. Oh, this is from Super Mario 64 and stuff like that. So in some ways, it feels very referential to the series past, and this is something I think can be done to quite great effect if you're very reverential to the past. But at multiple points in Galaxy 2, I believe this is the game that has just the Super Mario 64 level, right? Like
throwback.
It literally did like
Throwback Galaxy.
Yeah.
Or was that
literally called Throwback Galaxy?
Yeah, Throwback Galaxy. So I mean, at that point, I kind of like there's 2 ways that this can go. Some people call this the nostalgia slop type of design, where you're just referencing, but you're not actually doing anything with it. And I can actually see this maybe following it more in that category, where they are factoring in on your memories of certain areas, but then they don't push that design further, or they don't take that former type of design and change it up in a way that makes it feel special, in the same way that like that 8-bit section in New Donk City and Odyssey.
That was very creatively done.
That's a very, very cool way of like referencing the 8-bit era. And I even think Galaxy 1 did this, maybe not perfectly, but the fact that you have that one level where you're on 8-bit Mario running across him, and it's like the platforms are disappearing the whole time. That one's really cool. So it does seem that this game is... I can see why people critique this game as feeling like an expansion rather than a proper product or a proper game, because of just how much it calls back to other things but doesn't have an identity of its own.
I think the primary reason they call it DLC is because the stupid Mario head is... I think it all just ties back to the fact what Ryan pointed out. There's like literally no fucking storyline. Like when I think
identity
at the very beginning, Bowser shows up as Ryan pointed out and just goes, "I'm big," and then leaves.
Oh
I'm
my
big
God.
as shit.
I have no memory.
How did he get that big?
No explanation. Rosalina's gone, as Ryan pointed out. And the part that the hub world, which has been bothering me, we haven't really brought up, is Ryan's like, "Oh, it doesn't have much spirit." To me, the hub world in the first one also gave you like why the fuck we're doing anything, and it did it in a really well done way, where you show up, you get a grand star, and they feed it to the ship, and they're like, now the ship's strong enough to go to another area. That makes sense.
I'm sure the characters in this game were telling us something along those lines, but we were just disinterested because it wasn't a cool space lady.
Well, I thought it was just you're creating new galaxies or new universes,
new
warps.
I believe it created warps. Yeah.
Well, it's not just that specifically. So the first game does a good job because they go, you get the Grand Star, it lets you get the ship larger
Yeah.
power core. It unlocks more areas. Your ship can do more. Makes there like this. There's like a cause and effect. This one literally they just go, you got enough stars. We were able to go to the next area, and you're like, where's the cool where's the fuel system? Why can't I see a visual indicator of my progress? My visual indicator is the fat purple guy wearing pants going, ha ha, I hope there's more food in the galaxy. Anyways, the case has the thing you found. Hey, there's a guy with mail. There's no one going, yes, we've gained more power for the starship, which is what the first one did, which was so fucking cool. And then also Rosalina was there being like, we gotta stop Bowser because he's got this thing it's hurting the universe. There were stakes, there was like progress. Second game, none of that shit. The only progress you got was going, you got enough stars to unlock the thing. Maybe there's food. Har 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 har. Anyways, and that was it.
I think it's just Rosalina, dude.
They threw it away.
I think Rosalina is the key to all this.
Yeah,
She's such a presence.
Yeah.
It's kind of strange because that's definitely something we think now, but I can see maybe why they were like, oh, she's not that important back then because they I don't know how much Japan paid attention to like America's YouTube like our just like transfer of the things that we like that much. But yeah, it was definitely a bad decision, that's for sure. This game would have been much better with Rosalina just there, in Lubba's place.
Creates such she's what's the word we were talking about earlier?
Identity.
Identity.
Yeah.
He holds that shit's identity together so good.
Yeah. You know, John, when you reminded me of him, the fact that he just is like, I'm big.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. True.
Oh, that's what's different about him today.
He's spitting facts.
This is.
He just shows up. I'm big as fuck.
I mean, that's
Okay. All right, man. You do your pal.
Man, this.
Stupid motion. Hey, that's not the stupid.
Did he just fart into space?
That's his whole thing. It reminded me of the Super Mario Galaxy movie trailer because he's very tiny the whole time, so which is kind of ironic. I wonder if a plot point in the Galaxy movie is going to be him getting big again.
Are they going off the first movie or the second movie? Or first game or second game?
That's actually a very interesting question because there are Odyssey levels. Well, there's Odyssey levels.
Dr. Pepper on screen. Dr. Pepper on screen. Put it down. Drop it.
Hey, they didn't pay me. They didn't pay me for that. It's all right. I don't endorse Dr. Pepper. They did not pay me for this. See, I'm legal.
You're allowed. You're allowed to endorse them. You just can't say they sponsor you.
Oh well, I don't endorse them.
That's fine.
Anyway, with the Super Mario Galaxy movie, they actually have Odyssey levels in it, like the mariachi level, the guy, like the guys with the sombreros. You know what I'm talking about, John?
Yeah.
That level was in there.
Marta head sugar skull guys.
Yes, that level was in there. It shows up in the trailer. So I actually think Galaxy is going to be Galaxy 1, 2, and Odyssey probably all together.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yoshi's there, so that's pretty much already.
Yeah.
Mario Galaxy 2, Yoshi's there.
Yoshi's
here, I guess.
Yoshi was missing. John, you still have not watched the first movie, have you?
Oh, I'm not. No.
Oh, John, you would like that movie. I know you would.
Marathon.
We should. I can actually identify, just like when we watched Django Unchained, the moments where John is going to lose his mind.
It was. I mean, yeah. It's some funny.
We watched, dear viewer. We watched Django Unchained. I've watched Django Unchained many times, but I showed it to John for the first time last weekend, and that scene where Tarantino blows up with the dynamite was. Oh. I knew that going in was gonna be one of John's favorite parts, and I was correct. So I know what parts John is gonna like from the first film, but now I need to sit him down and everybody down to watch. That way we can all watch John's reaction because it'll be it'll be the best part of the movie actually.
It was watching other people react to things
No,
they enjoy.
it's
Like,
very
yeah, it was
well.
fun.
It's
Has
very
you seen
fun.
Dusk Till Dawn?
John, you can't watch yourself in third person, so I understand why you wouldn't understand. But
Put a camera on him. We can record him
I
watching,
live my
and then we
life
can
in-
record him reacting to him watching.
John's life is an isometric RPG.
That's like, God, I'm just imagining what Jeremy suggested feels like a Japanese game show where it's just they have a show, they have the guy playing, and then they have a recording of the guy who just did the game show reacting in the top right, going ha ha. Except for it's me reacting to me.
Yeah, the plot twist is that
don't
the
know any
real
rhymes.
John, the real John playing the RPG is a big old sourpuss in the sky.
Yeah, it's just a fucking dick.
Mario Galaxy.
Well, anyway, one of the third major critique that I was able to find is that, well, we actually already talked about it, the hook that like gets you invested into the game.
There is none.
There is none. So
More Mario levels
No,
is
the
all.
hook
You
is
that's
it's
it,
Mario
that's it.
Galaxy 2.
no, you're right.
play Mario again and you bounce around. That's
And
the
Yoshi is
good part for
plastered
some
all
people.
over the marketing as well.
Sure.
But the final one, the fourth one, is a repetitive feel. So when this one seemed to be created partially by people who played the first one and then the second one right afterwards, and there's kind of like a sequel fatigue thing. This one
Well,
was
for good reason. I mean, they released a title on Switch that's 1 then 2, right?
yes, although this is a critique I've heard long before that collection. So
Oh, then
like
okay.
that's one of the things I heard before I even played both on the Wii in like 2020. So this is a critique that's been
it
around
would
for a long
be-
time.
Wouldn't be super uncommon though for people to play the first one in preparation for this.
Yes. Well, yes, and I mean that's correct. What John was talking about is the fact that they're together, right? So you do play one.
Yeah,
of them
but
together.
even when this was first released, like when Silksong came
Oh,
out, I played Hollow Knight
yeah.
1 first,
Mhm.
and
Well,
then
yeah, because usually
Silksong.
because people are so rabid. I mean, I was an example of that. Whenever a game comes out, you're like, oh, I can't wait. And then you try to get your hit early by playing the previous version.
Yeah, or just like remind yourself of all of the stuff of it.
I think, well, this is a good question then. For me, I will say that I was not fatigued going into it, even though I was burnt the hell out by the time I finished 100% in Galaxy 1.
Yeah, Mario 1, Galaxy 1 felt so good the whole time. Mario 2, I don't know.
It does until you start completing it 100%, and then
Well, sure, but
it's
we're not
just very
psychos.
bad. Because to do that, you not only have to get every star once, you have to do it twice. So it was
Yes,
it was
that'd
it
be
was a rough
annoying.
time. But so I can definitely see how somebody, let's say you just did that and then you jump into Galaxy 2 right away. What are you guys
Yeah,
doing?
I don't think most people would 100% a game and then play the sequel.
Yeah, that's a smaller percentage.
But even if you just played it through all the way once and then jumped into the second.
Yeah, and I could see that too because you do revert pretty much to the beginning, right? And it doesn't introduce new mechanics as quickly as Galaxy 1. You don't get
No.
new mushrooms as quickly.
They actually lost a lot of mechanics if you think about it. There's none of those there's none of those things that like whip you. Like they got rid of the thing that whips you, like the spider
Yes, you're right. They
They
got rid of that. The air
They got rid of
blowing
the-
mechanic.
air blowing mechanic.
Yeah.
They got rid of that. Is there even one where you actually
Oh.
swim on something? I think they replaced it with the bird.
They did replace. It's the same thing, but with the bird.
It's
Yeah,
the same thing, bird. Yeah.
it adds up and down to the setup, which
Which is
did not
nice.
exist in the first one.
That was an improvement. I mean,
I agree, and I also agree that I think the levels were an improvement because on Loop-de-Loop and Loop-de-Swoop, which are the two levels from Galaxy 1, you get those like really tight areas that you have to like balance on. It's just it sucks. I hate those levels so much. Whereas the bird levels, when we were playing them, I'm like, these are actually fine. There's like nothing wrong with these. And I
the only
actually,
draw is you go faster.
yeah, you go faster, and in some ways, the bird mechanic reminded me a little bit of the bird mechanic in Skyward Sword, which would directly follow this game. So by like they were testing some things out maybe with the motion
By the
controls
way,
a little
Skyward.
bit.
I know. I looked up. So you said Skyward Sword's a year after this game came out.
Yes.
You can tell the same energy that Skyward Sword used way too much was in there because we were just complaining about how like all the characters like, hey, remember me? I'm
Oh,
gonna say the same thing I said it 4
yes.
times. Hey, remember the mail guy? You know how we have a system that already tells you how it works? I'm gonna keep reminding you. Welcome to Skyward Sword, where they took that and they're like, hold my beer, and proceeded to just remind you every time you pick up anything. Hey, look at this part of the inventory.
They did overclock that, so because I my first full playthrough of it, like start to finish, and I finished the game was on the HD remaster. That's not a thing on that game, right? But on the Wii version, absolutely, Fee or Fee Fi Fo Fum or whatever her name is,
Won't shut up.
Yeah.
She talks too much.
always talking to, just worse than Navi, always talking to you. And then you're right, I forgot that was a mechanic of the Wii version where
So not only were they practicing with the bird mechanic, they were practicing with the annoying character.
yes, and I wonder, so
Games made for babies. Babies got to be told what to do sometimes.
yes, and that's what I wonder if
Whatever.
in interior testing they thought that this wasn't a good thing and it worked out. And it's just because we're older that it's so gosh darn annoying. But then I think back to hearing people talk about Ocarina in like elementary school or middle school and them being like, hey, listen. I think kids realized how annoying it was to be talked down to too as well.
I mean, that's their life. That's their life base. They're like 90% of the people they meet are gonna be like, you don't know shit.
We grew up with games where we didn't tell us shit, so it's probably just like annoying for us to be told things when we were good at figuring it out. I don't know about
I
this.
think,
new
well,
generation.
it's just kind of. Well, here's the thing. There's a level of hand holding that's acceptable, and yes, when you're working with with younger
Adaptability.
audiences, having a bit more is good. But literally, like helicopter parenting while in the game is so fucking annoying.
And-
where they're just like, "Are you? Hey! You just picked up something. Hey! Press the plus button for inventory." And like by then, you shouldn't have even get halfway through the game without being able to press the plus button. So why the fuck do they feel the need to tell you every time you pick something up? It's demeaning to any human being.
Yeah.
Literally, the only person who would need it is like if you're like a 3-year-old child who has somebody who looking over your shoulder trying to help you, or you have dementia to keep forgetting.
So I actually do disagree with you, Ryan, a little bit that the games
Sure.
that would have been around when we were growing up did not shove tutorials in your face.
Listen, all I'm saying is I got through the darkness of those caves in fucking Pokemon Red without Flash, so I was doing things.
did
No,
too.
that's a
I
completely
was-
I did
different
too.
thing.
I did
That's
too.
a completely different thing.
Yeah.
That's
I
not
know.
them telling you something.
That's
just,
Pokemon.
oh,
That's Pokemon.
this is what I'm gonna
didn't
do.
Pokemon didn't used to tell us what to do either. Now they
It
do.
tells
so
you, doesn't it tell you before that cave to use Flash though?
maybe.
I don't know if it
I think you'd
tells
have
you
to.
use
Some
Flash,
guys like,
but-
hey, you can get Flash if you do
Oh,
this.
I see,
think
and then
tells
it applies.
you use Flash. I think
Okay.
it's like it's implied in that way, but yeah.
This
Okay,
is an
I
entirely different conversation with this kind of stuff, but it's a fun one to talk about.
Well,
It's like
I-
how
it
much
is.
I think it is on
handling-
task actually because this is one of the big things that makes me not want to revisit Galaxy 2 actually. Like that annoying thing is one of the Requiem is one thing. I wanted to play Requiem. But then also, when I'm choosing between doing my grad work and, should I do grad work for 30 minutes before bed or should I play Super Mario Galaxy 2? I've been choosing grad work every night. So that, I think, is
that's a good tell.
I think that's a good tell. And literally, it comes down to
Other
the
than he actually
fact...
does enjoy it.
Well, I do enjoy the grad work. And I do think... Well, I enjoy the reading. I don't like doing I'm not going to get into it. There's things I don't like about it, but I enjoy the learning part. So that is an important thing to bring up. But it really did come down to the fact that, I do not want to exit a level and have to click a button for, a minute just to get going again.
Yeah.
When I have 30 minutes and I'm already at my wit's end with stuff already. So, I mean, there's stuff contextually that matters. But when I think of, good tutorials, I mean, a lot of my early gaming was, Age of Empires or Spyro, that very late 90s era and that early 2000s period. And those games do just straight up tell you what to do. I mean, Age of Empires as a complete game, does it teach you all of the nuances? No, but it has levels that literally are you win for walking forward. So, I mean, and for gathering resources. So, I mean, I think games from the late 90s and the early 2000s, which is the era that we grew up in. I mean, if you did a lot of your playing on NES or SNES, or I guess GB is a good point because they had less space for words, so it's possible that tutorials were cut out a lot of the time. I think those games were often tutorializing everything for you.
Yeah.
And they did so in a way that, like, we'll tell you what to do. You can ask again, but we're never mentioning it again if you don't ask. And I like that. I enjoyed, as a kid, being trusted to just do it, but then also having, let's say you stepped away for 3 months, having the option to be like, oh, I don't remember how to do this mechanic. How do I do it? Oh, I know I talked to this guy about it, so I'll talk to him again. And they tell you what to do, right? So I do think that this trend with like Galaxy constantly shoving in your face aggressively how to do everything, Galaxy 2, is also a byproduct of the era of which it came from, which was the 7th generation. The 7th generation is when that whole games are too hard, we need them to be easier so that everybody can play them start to finish. That's where that push began at the end of the 6th generation, like PS2, Xbox, and GameCube era, and then at the beginning of the PS3, Xbox 360, and Wii era. And that idea, I think, on paper, like, it's great, but then it can be taken too far. It can be taken way, way too far, and I think Galaxy 2, Skyward Sword, a lot of Wii games, not just Wii games, PS3 games do this crap too. They just go too far with this stuff, in my opinion.
I am currently replaying Superstar Saga.
Mm-hmm.
And every single time there's a mechanic, outside of a few, it literally asks, do you want us to tell you how this mechanic works? And you can just straight up say no, because I've played that game enough to remember these mechanics.
Mm-hmm.
Simple things. Yeah, simple things like, hey, in combat, you can avoid enemy attacks. You have to time it, but you can just skip over that tutorial if you want.
Mm-hmm.
Super, super nice.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
allows replayability.
It does.
Allows
Yeah.
replayability, or if you have a second or third in the generation, if you already know the base mechanics, you don't need somebody to explain to you again. It's nice. No, it's just those games like as Brian pointed out, are just overzealous. If you had an option to just say "shut the fuck up" to the purple star, we'd have a different discussion.
Everybody, shut up, please. All of you,
Yeah,
just shut up.
The Toad,
is just
Luigi, purple
it's,
star.
it's not just it's one guy every time. Sometimes it was like 3 guys
In a
row
row.
right after
Oh my god!
Yep.
Oh my
you
god!
finish a level. You gotta talk to 8 people before you're allowed to do anything.
Yeah.
Hey, Brian.
What?
Chadley.
Well,
Chadley.
there's a reason that game sucks too. Okay, so
Chad?
for Jeremy and Ryan, for JJ, J&J, and Jeremy and John's benefit here, we're
You like
talking
Chad.
about Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and Remake.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, there's a
You
character.
like
There, oh my god! Every single
It's the same
there,
thing?
I do have people who subscribe from my few Final Fantasy videos on the channel, and all of them I bet are groaning just as well. And if they were not on my side with this, they are now. That's for sure. Thinking back to Chadley, that guy does the same thing every single time you do anything. Oh my god, he's literally just as bad as Galaxy 2. Thank you, Ryan, for bringing that back up. He like every single.
Chadley.
That's an open world game, okay?
PTSD moment here.
It is a
I'm already
PTSD.
out.
I forgot about him because I have not thought about Rebirth literally since I finished my review and
He will never
stopped
be a memory.
responding to the hate comments. That's when I stopped thinking about Rebirth, and I have not thought about it since. And now you bring that up, and I'm remembering every single time, because I played that game longer than Ryan did. I was going initially for 100% for the. Yes, I did, Ryan. If you want to compare here, I completed every area 100%, and was very
Psycho.
close to just completing the
Psycho.
game. And literally every single time you find anything, you get interrupted by Chadley, who's like, well, this thing is this thing.
He's informative, bro. You love him.
My blood pressure's going up. I'm getting too old for
God,
that,
I
actually.
see his face.
They don't
and
get our bit,
immediately-
so we can end
I'm looking at an image of Chadley, and I can tell by his.
Remember a
even
little
way I'm
dork
looking at
nerd
him,
voice
I
every
would
single
hate
time
him.
anything happens.
John,
I
you've
would hate
watched
him.
enough anime to know the trope, because Final
Oh, because he has
Fantasy...
glasses and he has a stupid, like, androgynous face. His
Yep.
sole task is to be. Actually, he used his super move to activate his Giga Chad dick to fire a super beam.
It's not quite like that, but it's pretty
Wow!
good.
Not quite.
Oh my God!
He's a bit more toned down. He's more of the, like, highly intelligent, informative
Cloud, would you like a
ally.
fact about this monster you have just slain? I can tell you
It's
15
dead.
facts about this thing you have slain.
Thank you,
Hey,
Chadley.
Sonic! I mean, Cloud! Hey!
Talk. Galaxy, where are we at?
Anyway, thank you
Where-
for
where
that.
am I?
Thank you for
What's
that.
happening?
The-
F7 again? No.
no, please, no more, no more. I literally, like, the comments have finally stopped coming, the negative ones this year.
Yeah,
And
they're back.
no, now I'm just getting like, oh yeah, you're right. Or I get, oh, how's this game overrated when people critique it? They don't look at the fact that it's very old and I was the first person to critique it. So when they say
Go
that,
first.
Damn, he's taking.
Uh-oh, Brian's
if
camera's
not the
all
first,
fuzzy.
I was one of the first that dropped a big negative video on it because I took the full force of that hate train. I'll tell you that much. When I first posted that video, it had like 300 views the first week, and it had like 300 comments or some crazy thing that were all crapping on me. Oh, it was a time. I can't wait to do that again.
The game we
By the way,
remember
Jeremy's
is
right.
things.
Just reset your camera.
Oh,
Oh, there you go.
It's good now.
Yeah,
it's because I
when
started.
the door opened, the white light just like destroyed
Oh. It's because I
focus.
started flipping out.
even the camera was disinterested.
Yeah, the camera's not disinterested. The camera's just like. The camera's
That's
just, like,
that was POV. John's eyes glazing over as we talk about F7 again.
I keep
Final
thinking I'll try one of those games, but I can't.
Final Fantasy.
Oh, don't worry, John.
Future.
This year might be the year that changes for John if we play Final Fantasy X.
Oh yeah, I'm being. They're
If
what they're gonna do is I'm
great.
gonna walk to a chair with my
Can we
eyes.
please
eyelids
actually
held open.
strap him to the chair?
Yeah, that's-
We'll tape him, duct tape him.
me around. I'm just like, feed me.
Every time with the chair and dress him
the
as Jesus.
controller in your lap.
He gets to that certain point and he starts laughing uncontrollably. Ha 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 ha! Over and over again. Anyway, the last question here. So those are the major critiques. So that's what I wanted us to focus on. But my question, having discussed the critique here, is what should a sequel be? So if this is not a good sequel because it feels more like an expansion, what is a good sequel?
The question for us.
Yeah, that's for you guys. What is a good
Expand
sequel?
upon the ideas of the first game. I don't know, right?
Yeah.
That always the bait. Like it kind of does that, sorta.
Yeah, they did.
That's
some
Yoshi.
things.
I don't think adding Yoshi was enough though.
I think a little bit back to the like Prince of Persia or Jack trilogies on the PS2 when I'm thinking about sequelization and what makes a good sequel, because
I wasn't ready for that question.
Jack
Maybe had your answer ready, but I don't know. Go ahead.
That's all right. I didn't expect everybody to just have an example at the top of their head, but Jack 2 is like, it is a completely different game
Yo, yeah, that game's like
to the first
what
one.
happened there.
And
Okay, so
so it turns into, it's like this very like I don't know, like very fantasy, like fairy tale fantasy type platformer, right? Like vibe wise anyway. And then in the sequel it turns into a sci-fi dystopian thing.
yeah, I've seen some videos of it.
2000 Matrix energy into it, like everything
Yeah,
else was.
yeah.
And
And then that's where it continues after that. And it's actually very interesting and I actually do like where they went with the series because it's quite fascinating with what they did with it. But it does feel like a proper sequel, like a narrative sequel, a mechanical sequel, and I think both are what you need to do. The Prince of Persia trilogy, I think the first game is the best of the trilogy, but the games tried to add to it. They tried to reframe the plot. They tried to push through as a full three act structure. And there were pitfalls here or there across the games, as you would expect from that. I mean, no trilogy that I can think of other than the Peter Jackson Lord of the Rings trilogy has ever been, like, so good that anything that's bad about them, like, I just couldn't name anything. But I think that part of the problem with Galaxy 2 is that it doesn't do what those games did, where it completely turns your head around on what the thing should be. Like, when you think, we've all seen Star Wars, the original trilogy, surely, right?
No.
Okay, so between the first film and the second film, like, it's a completely different thing. It pushes it forward so much more. They take everything that was good about the first one and they kind of flip you around on it a lot, like the I am your father, the everything, right? And that just does not happen within Galaxy 2, whereas it does happen with other sequels I can think of. Even contentious sequels like The Last of Us Part 2 over the first game. Even those highly contentious ones. And the reason why I bring that one up is my brother's playing that now for the first time, and he is a person who likes video games, but he is not what we would call a gamer in the sense that, like, he keeps up with games or it's his primary hobby or anything like that. So what's been very fascinating about talking to him about that game is that he didn't know actually anything about it. He didn't know about the twists, and it's very fascinating to see somebody who didn't even buy.
Be careful. I think John actually does want to play it at some point.
Okay, I'm not
Yes.
gonna say anything about the story, but people who didn't even hear about the social critiques about it in 2020, with the fact that it became a big battleground for the culture war. It's very fascinating to see somebody who did not, like, literally, if I were to mention that, would have no idea what I'm talking about. Talk about it, because I think he likes it. I think he loves it, actually. And it's always nice to see when a sequel's able to do that. Like, something happens big, he's like, I can't believe that! And then he's still invested, right? And I think that's what sequels do. And I don't think they need to do, like, they don't need to, like, blow you away all the time. But they got to do something with the mechanics or the story that does that. It's kind of a double-edged sword, because you can't do that forever. You can't just keep going up, right? There's a crash somewhere. And that's why I think we need you periodically have to have tonal resets or something that resets it back down and then lets it scale back up again, which a lot of franchises have done. Final Fantasy, Resident Evil, a lot of long-running ones. And it does seem to me that, at least for Galaxy 2, they weren't able to do that. And I don't know if this was impacted by the design philosophy of, like, the new Super Mario Bros. Games, like the one you used to have on the Wii, John, where, you know the one I'm talking about. I only remember this because you would throw me in the lava all the time.
Oh, the big party one, big multiplayer one.
Yeah, the
I don't
one where,
remember
like, the
it.
multiplayer platformer. But anyway, those games, like, they kept reiterating it, and it was more or less the same thing every single time. And there's like 8 of them in that sub-series or something crazy. And I wonder if this was just a thing Nintendo was doing at the time, either to save costs or whatever reason that they were doing.
New Super Mario Wii. Yeah, I know what you're
Yeah.
talking about. That's what they had. That's what had the propeller hat.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So I figured that's the point I wanted to end here, because if this is an expansion, well, what would have needed to be different about it to make it a sequel, if that is true? If
I
it
think we
feels
already
like an
covered it.
expansion.
We already covered it. I think it's what Ryan pointed out. It's just
Yeah.
it just doesn't have Rosalina or any characters from the previous game that actually gave a shit.
I don't think it has good enough like progression of the mechanics, good enough innovations to like kind of excuse its existence. It's just kind of more of the same stuff.
If and lesser because they have less of
Mario's
the actual
typically
like,
good at that, and like having like all these brand new ideas and stuff put into it. And this game is kind of like more of the same.
Yes,
Just
yes. I guess I could definitely see that read of it, because when I think back between the 3D games, it's like it goes from 64 to Sunshine. Sunshine has the very
Yeah,
water.
3D games gotta have the big justification for why they exist.
Yeah.
And 2
I
is the one that's like really lacking that.
I wonder if they were seeing what Call of Duty was doing at the time, where it's like every year we're going to make a new one that's just the same thing,
This is
more or
a
less.
stretch.
I don't know if it is, because that was the biggest.
I don't think they ever paid attention to Call of Duty.
that was, yeah, 'cause that's an
There
entirely
have to
different
be, like,
stratosphere. It's a live
3 or
service
4
kind of thing.
more
Almost.
of them.
Well, at the time, it wasn't a live service game, though.
It was pseudo live service though. It's a like we provide new content for exactly like 9-8 months, however long the cycle was, and then they would generate a new one, basically reskin everything, barely put any effort, make a over bloated, unoptimized thing, print it out, and everyone would they had to choose. They're like, either I keep sticking with what they have, and watch as 90% of the player base leave, or buy the next one. So they had to pay another $60 for the new content, which was just a new.
Well,
It's like a pseudo live service. It was just, and it doesn't work for Mario for them to even copy
Yeah.
that, because it's not. If they make a new Mario, they don't. There's not the thrill of, oh no, they made Mario Galaxy 2, so Rosalina and all the Goombas, all your enemies left and migrated, and you have no choice to play the game because they went to better pastures. No, but the game still works. It still runs. You can still play it and have fun, and it's a complete package. It's
so
Call of Duty, you lose half of it when the player base leaves.
part of the reason that I was thinking this, and I'm looking at the release schedule now, and I'm seeing that these are a little bit further apart than I thought. The new Super Mario Bros. Series, there's 6 of them, if you didn't know. And they're separated often by like 3 years, but there is one that's only a year apart. Actually, it's only a couple months apart. So I do think a lot of studios were trying to do this, because Capcom was trying to do this, Square Enix was trying to do this, where they're trying to pump out just constant things all the time, reusing assets. That's actually one of the major issues with like Final Fantasy 13's trilogy. It's literally like they just crapped out an asset flip all the time. So that's why I thought that. It may not be that at all, but
well, they definitely didn't give a shit about Mario Galaxy 2 that much. They definitely didn't put much effort into it. I mean, it literally like
It's polished. It's got that Nintendo polish.
It does. It just doesn't have a story. Why did they just not have a story? Like the fact that he just shows up and goes, "I'm big." The most
Mario stories are always
shit. I mean, yeah, they've always been like, but at least they do the bare effort of being like.
You just have to have one.
Like Mario Wonder, literally, like he took the Wonder Flower. There you go. He took this.
Yeah.
And they always have a secondary character who's always some new flavored character. And Mario Wonder, it was a caterpillar. It goes, "I'm the prince of all flowers," and they took the flower. Oh no! And that, like, there you go. There's a prince. Rosalina was that. Her task was to go, "I'm the queen of stars." He took the stars. Oh no! And they just gave up on the formula. Literally, it just turned to Bowser going, "I'm big," and that was the story.
like the princess again,
he's
bro.
Big, and he's gonna make his Bowser Galaxy.
Yeah.
That was the intro.
and that's all he ever said, actually.
Yeah, well, he has Peach, but like it's just like
You knocked the big out of him.
because it's him. That's what he does. But like give us a new like the fact that he like says that he's big, disappears, and then goes into fucking space.
Flies
Like,
into
at least in
space.
Mario Galaxy 1, at least, they got lifted up by UFO. That
Yeah.
was so
Yeah,
fucking
you were
cool.
literally rescuing Peach because her castle got taken.
That was
Yeah.
fucking epic. And then Mario Galaxy 2, he just go, and then you're like, okay, I guess I go to space. You're
He is
like,
big, doesn't elaborate.
It's Bowser. Must kill Bowser.
yeah, except for why did he go to space? How did he know he was going to space?
Oh, it's Mario.
Because he's
Oh.
the Space Core from Portal 2.
Oh, baby boy
Space?
John.
Gotta go to space? Space?
Jeremy,
Space!
would you say the story in Superstar Saga is good?
So the story in Superstar Saga is Peach's voice got stolen.
Mhm.
So they go to get it. I'm trying to remember the first plot point, but you go, you fight the bad guy, you kill the bad guy. There's a bean fruit that gets split up. It's enough that it's better than than Galaxy 2, but it's not like, oh man, it's breathtaking.
Yeah,
Every single one says,
it's
like,
fine.
Paper door.
well, that's the
Sounds
point
weird.
I was trying to make. Is it works to get you invested as a player,
Mm-hmm.
based on my memory of Superstar and Bowser's Inside Story and things like that. I would say that Super Mario RPG, which I don't know, have you guys ever played that before? That
I
one,
played one of the papers. That's it.
okay. That one actually does have some good character writing in it, but that was because Square Enix handled that part during their.
I think the writing in all those games is great.
Well, I mean for character development and stuff like that. Like
Sure.
Bowser and Peach go through character development. Every character does, which is a character arcs, like people changing who they are. Well, that's not really a Mario thing.
Sure, I think the
Goes
appeal of
through,
those
like,
games is
3
entirely
different-
different, though.
Oh, I understand that they're different, but what I'm saying is you can harness that element of them for a platformer. There's no reason you can't, because Spyro, Crash did. It's not like the Spyro or Crash stories are Citizen Kane or
Yeah, well, when
Casablanca or anything.
On a platformer, you just kind of want a platform. You don't want to deal with the story shit. You just kind of jump around.
Well, I understand.
But
I
a
understand
good story
that.
gets you in and
I don't
actually
think-
wanting to play that platformer versus
I don't think
the other one.
Mario Galaxy 1 had that great of a story either. It's just like the aura was sublime and the you know, the atmosphere was incredible and it was really creative level-wise.
Mhm.
I don't know.
Well,
Getting that.
I guess maybe I'm just not explaining what I mean that well, because I just
Sure.
mean that it just needs to be enough to get you invested, which is what I would say
It's
Galaxy does.
the hook.
It's enough to
Yeah.
get you in, and that's really all that's necessary. And Galaxy 2 doesn't have, as Jeremy said, the hook, right, to get you going. So that's what I mean.
I think the hook
well,
is
they
people like
seem-
Galaxy enough to buy a sequel.
That's what they lean into. They did literally. They just shit the bed. It's just kind of, it's just frustrating that they just, like, they didn't put the bare effort to make any
Yeah.
kind of, like, attempt. It literally is relying entirely upon being, it's a Mario game, and it's part of the fun version of Mario games, which is the Galaxy one. So buy it. But we didn't even get off our stand up long enough to, like, fucking, like, put in enough effort to make any kind of story hook at all. Okay, cool, buy it. You know, like, that's, yeah. So I mean, that's another reason just to be like, it's an expansion. Like, they just didn't give a
Yeah.
shit. They shit the
Yeah.
bed really on that for no reason. It's just kind of like no effort was put in.
Mhm. I think my biggest critique of it is something I said already, which is it's very forgettable. Actually, like, I've forgotten most of the levels that we played. I cannot recall a single piece of music right now off the top of my head, which is very unusual for a Mario game. So that's what I would say, and I wonder, this is something I might need to revisit when I gear up to do the review in 2 weeks. I think is what I'm going to do, put that together relative to when this is being recorded, and that's something I need to, I think, look into more, because I do wonder if I'm going to remember it that well at all. I don't know. Because the memorability of something is sometimes based on how well is it designed. I often do not remember things that are boring or not well designed at all. So
You know, like, you remember when it's a really shitty experience and it's really funny to watch things happen, or if it's a good experience.
yeah, like
If it's in the middle, you're not going
It's
to
the
remember
review issue. You only review things super good or super bad, never something that's just meh.
Yes.
I mean,
Galaxy was
admittedly,
fun to play.
we were talking
Just,
about
I don't
negative things. I had a fun time with this game, but like as
Yeah.
Brian pointed out, it's not exactly where it's like as magical as the first game.
It's
Yeah.
all the inspiration went into the first one.
Because
And then yeah, right. I agree with Ryan there. And then it does, but it's not like so shit that like I'm flipping through the floor, so I'm not gonna remember anything because I'm not like experiencing the Sonic experience or anything where I'm just like just walking and then clip through the wall and go and then fall to my death like nothing's happening.
I actually just thought of a perfect example. It's a Mega Man 5 and 6 situation where those games, when we played the whole series, those games were not the ones where we're like, oh my god, I cannot stand this. But then they also weren't like Mega Man X or Mega Man 4, where we're like, oh, this is some of the best I've experienced ever.
so we still remember.
Yeah, and if I didn't work on, I worked on the videos. These guys do not work on the videos, so I don't expect them to remember everything. They don't watch the footage for 10 hours straight to try and find the best clips.
I was physically there. Why would I remember?
Yeah. And I don't
One
really
experience,
remember them
that's
that
it.
well. I would have to
Mega Man
rewatch my own video to know what was going on in those games, and I think that's
Please
a
link
perfect
it.
mellow. At the end of this one, my Mega Man 5 and 6 video.
Please do. Just make me very confusing. I
There
love
you
it.
go. There you go. Now we'll know who watched the video all the way through because they'll understand why that one's linked. Well, I guess to end out here, John was already
Put in the
starting.
comments.
John was already starting to say this, but I enjoyed like when I think back on us playing it, I'm like, there's no point where I'm like, I didn't enjoy this. There was one point I know John didn't enjoy because I remember it because he blew up at it and it made me laugh, which is
Which one was that again?
the scene where the first level where you
The
get the
Yoshi.
hot fruit with the Yoshi.
Oh my god, that was. And the only reason why I would have loved it, I should have just given up on doing extra stuff. If I
Yep.
just literally just said screw it, I would have had a blast. But the moment they're like, there's an optional area, and I'm like, oh. And then it just optional areas. You gotta get pixel perfect this big, and I kept messing it up so often. I was just like, screw it.
Johnny and platformers in secret areas, they just go really well together, all of them. Because
I want them.
Yeah, you cannot avoid them. You have to do
I
it.
have to do them, and if that makes me suffer, I will suffer, and then afterwards get angry that it made me suffer
Mhm.
when it was completely optional by design.
Yeah,
After,
So
but
here
won't
we
make
are.
you suffer.
I can't wait. I
Suffer.
can't wait for us to play Donkey Kong Country, which is very soon coming up on our list of things to play, and for John to have to find the secrets that are hidden in death pits.
Oh, Brian watched me do. We already played some of them.
Yeah, we did play a little
together.
bit.
I throw myself in there. I die instantly. I literally, I see it. I'm like, oh, and then
Like a monkey, he just jumps right in there.
no regard for my own safety. I'm just like collectibles, and I'm just dying.
All right. So yeah, I enjoyed it. Jeremy, was it fun to watch us play it?
Yeah, it's always fun to watch you guys suffer through things.
Next time I give up on a game, I'm gonna like do the whole like Donkey Kong thing where I go put my hands back. Jeremy slaps my hands and we go. Oh. He's Diddy Kong and he starts playing, and then he gets angry and he slaps my hands and he just goes. Oh.
That's hilarious.
We'll tag team it. So
John, did you enjoy Super Mario Galaxy 2?
yes, 10 out of 10, great game.
Wonderful. I would hate to know what.
That was a lie. It was 8 out of 10. It would have been 10 out of 10 if there was Rosalina, but there was no. It was fat purple star who is funny because he's fat.
Bring back the vibes.
Old
man.
Lubba, old Lubba. Ryan, did you enjoy Super Mario Galaxy 2?
I'm offended. Thank you for the game.
What?
7 out of 10.
Oh.
I was not offended.
Oh, you were not
I
offended.
played it.
I
I
thought
was-
you said
I
I'm
played it and I-
offended.
Oh no. I played it and I was not offended. I was not angry. I
Okay,
was there and I played it. And it was kind of good.
there you go. That's.
Thank
I
you.
mean, what more should you want from a full day with
My-
friends?
I want to go, holy shit, Mario Galaxy is great.
Well, and with that, guys, we're going to close out the video here. I hope you enjoyed it, and I would love to hear your thoughts on the critiques that have been levied against Galaxy 2 and what you think a good sequel should be. And tell us about that in the comments below. I'll read your comments and respond. And while you're down there, consider smashing that like button, subscribing, and ringing the notification bell. Hyping up this video is the best way to ensure other people get the chance to see it. And I appreciate all the help that you're willing to give. This is a variety gaming channel first and foremost. As for what my friends and I do here, these are rarities on the channel. It's really whenever we finish a game together and we talk. I think it's a fun thing to do and to kind of decompress our thoughts about something. We are going to be moving into Alien Isolation next. That was voted by you all last year. We're finally going to be getting into it more here. And once we finish it, there will be a video like this about Alien Isolation. After that, it's either going to be Donkey Kong Country or Final Fantasy X. If we go to the Donkey Kong Country route, I leave it pretty much entirely up to John and Ryan to decide. I am fine either way. And we will discuss each Donkey Kong Country game, ending with Yooka-Laylee in the Impossible Lair after we do so. And then with Final Fantasy X, that one's a little bit different. It might be worth discussing it as we go along because of how complex some of the narrative components of that game is. But if any of that sounds interesting to you, stick around. Regardless of what you choose to do, thank you for keeping it real with Rayl Deal Games, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. This is Jeremy right here.
Bye.
John in the top right.
Whoa.
And Ryan to my right.
Wahoo.
See you guys around, and have a
Whoa.
wonderful day.